Hello, my name is Tom Miller and I am a Solution Specialist with Blue Thread Technologies. In this video, you will see how you can use StoragePoint to externalize SharePoint content to the AT&T Synaptic Storage cloud platform. AT&T Synaptic Storage is built on top of the EMC Atmos platform. This allows us to use the EMC Atmos adapter for StoragePoint to externalize content to the AT&T offering. We will be discussing three main points. First, we will look at the configuration of a storage profile to use the EMC Atmos adapter with AT&T Synaptic Storage. Next, we will see three methods to get content into SharePoint and what happens when it's externalized to the AT&T Synaptic Storage offering. Lastly, we will look at the automatic promotion of metadata from SharePoint to the Synaptic Storage cloud. Let's take a look at a demonstration. In order to externalize content to AT&T, you will need to have StoragePoint with the Atmos adapter installed on your SharePoint farm, as well as a Synaptic Storage account. You also need to have your user ID and secret key available. Before we get started, I want to show the client that I'll be using to browse our externalized content. This is just one of our internal testing tools, but it will allow us to look at the content on the AT&T cloud as well as the metadata associated with it. All the configuration is done within SharePoint Central Admin. Let's take a look at a storage profile that I've already configured. Basically, a storage profile is a definition that tells StoragePoint where to externalize content. The main thing to note here is the connection string. A lot of this configuration is the same as the EMC Atmos configuration, but AT&T does require SSL, so we've set the use SSL parameter to true. We've also set the optional root parameter to ATT video for today. This will put all of the externalized content into a folder called ATT video. So now let's take a look in a document library. Users can still upload documents and work with content in the exact same way they would without StoragePoint involved. I'm just going to grab a couple of sample documents and upload them using the Upload Multiple Documents option in SharePoint. We'll just check off a few documents and click OK. And what this will do is this will upload all of the content to SharePoint and immediately externalize them to the AT&T Synaptic Storage platform. If I go back into my Explorer here, I can hit refresh, and we can see that we now have a couple of objects that have been sent out to the AT&T cloud. I can also work with content from directly within the Office application. So if I were to create a new Word document, for example, I can start this up and paste some sample text into this document, and we'll just close Word, and this will save this back to the document library. Again, to the end user, nothing's really changed at this point. We're just working within SharePoint to create a new document and save it into the document library. Behind the scenes, if I refresh this again, we can see that this content has been in fact externalized to the AT&T cloud. One additional way that people can get content into SharePoint is by mapping a network drive or using WebDAV basically. If I go to my drive that I have mapped to this site, I can refresh this and I can see that my three documents that I'm working with are actually showing up in this mapped network drive. I can also drag and drop additional documents into this library, and that's just going to go ahead and upload them to the SharePoint library, which in turn will externalize the content to the AT&T cloud platform. If I go ahead and open up these documents within SharePoint and nothing changes again, I can also open them directly from my Map to Network drive and see the same results. One last thing I'd like to show is how metadata is promoted from the document libraries to the AT&T platform as well. If I go in and I click on any of these objects here, I can see that the metadata from my SharePoint document library is in fact being promoted as it is. It will stay in sync, so I can even go in and create a new column. We'll just call this test for now, and I can go and add some additional information to this. I can edit the properties and add new metadata to this particular file. If I go back in here and I refresh and I find my latest object, we can see that this has in fact been updated by the adapter. This concludes our video demonstration for the day. For more information, you can go to www.storagepoint.com. Thank you for watching.